SRX cancels fourth season. NASCAR's short track Aero Package is announced. And is NASCAR about to sign its new charter agreement? What up, y'all? Welcome back to Run the Bomb. Excited to be here. Excited to talk about some NASCAR news. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. I talk all NASCAR news when it comes out. All news. We break down every single race, trucks, Xfinity Cup. So stay tuned to all that stuff. I do want to apologize. I did kind of post a comment about my last episode. The audio was very bad. I really apologize because it sounds terrible. I just didn't realize that until today when I was re-listening to it on YouTube, and I do apologize. That will be fixed. That will be a problem for the future episodes. But we got some content to talk about today, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get it. First topic, some IMSA news that has to do with NASCAR. Bubba Wallace, Jonathan Nemechek, and Corey Heim will race in the Michelin Pilot Challenge opener at Daytona. NASCAR drivers will be trying out some road racing. This will be, back with Toyota cars, Toyota racing. This is big, it's interesting stuff, when you get, a lot of drivers have done that. We've seen that with Haley Deegan, Ben Rhodes. They've been doing that. They've been getting some into racing. This will be good for Bubba Wallace, who's, not the best, road racer, and he's really been trying to improve on his road craft. John Nemechek has been a very good road racer, and Corey Heim, I believe, won a Mid-Ohio race, a road course race in trucks. So it'll be great for them to get that extra road experience. I'm excited to see how they do. I'm definitely going to check that out. But yeah, really cool news. Next one, SRX shuts down for its fourth season, canceling the entire season. Definitely disappointing. Big stuff. They have like 5 races already scheduled and already lined up. So I thought the season was going to happen. It seemed like everyone was on board, and then they came out with this response yesterday. It's with deep disappointment that we announced the postponement of SRX's fourth season. We entered the next phase of our racing series with great anticipation and excitement for what was ahead. Our expectations, however, have been tempered by market factors that have proven too much to overcome. Time has run out to put forth the kind of events our fans, partners, drivers, and tracks deserve. We're thankful to each for their commitment, their contribution, and their support as we brought new idea to reality. The racing industry continues to evolve, and we are actively exploring strategies, options for the series' long-term potential. We made this announcement now to allow our partners the time and flexibility to best serve their interests. We will provide updates on the future plans to SRX when they're available. After reading that, the big thing and the big word I'm taking on this is the market factor. The market factors. It costs a lot more to build things, and repair things. Parts and pieces cost a lot. The economy is, I guess, still not where it needs to be, right? So that could be a factor. I don't know how big a factor that would really be. They destroyed a lot of cars last year, and it costs the team and a lot of time to rebuild those cars, and a lot of hours and money. So I think that has to do with it. And, a lot of people were speculating that it kind of do with IROC, announcing it. But I think they're in the very early stages. Ray Abraham, I think, was on this show in Racing America. And right now their goal is to figure out what cars still work and if they can find any original IROC cars that are still usable. So they're in the early stages. They do still plan to have a race, right? But, I enjoyed the SRX series. It's a great series. The first 2 years were on CBS. I think they're averaging around 1 million viewers, and I enjoyed it. And they brought back a lot of old timers, Michael Waltrip, Bobby Labonte, Terry Labonte, Bill Elliott in there. They had some young guys, some other people from IndyCar. They had some local guys come in there. They had some NASCAR drivers that were in there that could race in that series. And then, the third year they brought all NASCAR guys. They were on, and ESPN brought back Thursday Night Thunder. So that was huge, man. That was big. There was a response from ESPN on SRX and shutting down. We enjoyed our relationship with SRX, and we wish them all the best. So who knows? This could be really the end for SRX. A lot of people were also saying that, the SRX really just became what IROC was near the end of its run. IROC, I guess, near the end was just like another NASCAR series because it had a bunch of NASCAR drivers in there. That's kind of what SRX became. But I thought it was cool. I enjoyed seeing the battles. I enjoyed seeing Brad Keselowski versus Kyle Busch. Those were awesome, right? I enjoyed seeing the current Cup guys racing out against each other and racing against some of the current IndyCar guys, right? So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. It just stinks that it's shutting down. I hope this isn't the end. NASCAR announced the short track and road course packages for the upcoming 2024 season. It'll have an all-new simplified diffuser. It'll have a 3-inch spoiler. The old spoiler was 2 inches. With looking at pictures, the old one looks a lot bigger, and the new one looks a lot smaller. The old one looks like it had strakes that were much wider, a lot bigger air gap, right? And then the newer one has two strakes, but much closer together, so less air gap, which I guess allows less downforce, right? But then they're going to add a 3-inch spoiler to add downforce on top. Was a little confused on that. VP of Vehicle Performance, Eric Jacuzzi, this is what he had to say about the simplified diffuser. One of the things going into the Phoenix test, we said, let's do a simplified diffuser. Jacuzzi told NASCAR.com, let's see what it does when we put it in traffic. And what we actually find was it appeared to be an improvement. Then another interesting effect was that it did not lose rear downforce when it yawed, which is an issue we fight with the current car. So we felt that the driver would be able to slide around more on the short tracks and really have to be less careful about putting the power down. We felt that would be a benefit, and that was the big takeaway from the driver's feedback at the test. They felt they could really tell that it was more forgiving. They felt they could slide the car, not crazy, but certainly much more than they regularly could without having a performance penalty. This is all big. This is what? Take away downforce, the car slide around. This is the whole thing. We want the drivers to not be able to just smash the gas. We want them to be a lot more gentle with the throttle. We want them to be able to not be able just to drive in the corner so aggressively. They have to be careful. They have to manage their car, manage those tires, right? So this is all great stuff, right? And speaking of tires, this is what Jacuzzi had to say about Goodyear. Goodyear, I thought, did a really good job at the test. Jacuzzi said, we asked them, and the drivers did as well, to be extremely aggressive in bringing compounds and options. They did do that. I think the one key thing that we've seen at Phoenix and at other locations is increasing the tread gauge. So actually making the tread of the tire a little thicker, but adding that thickness. It seems to be, every time we've done it, it's been very favorable from the driver's standpoint, and Goodyear believes that added thickness will help contribute the tire fall off. So that's great. Bigger tread gauge, more thickness in the tire. Hopefully it wears more, wears better. But I'm also not a tire specialist, so also I wouldn't really understand how that all works. They brought a tire to Martinsville. It wore a lot, right? They was putting rubber down the track, but then they put new tires on it. It collected the rubber, right? And it still seemed that they could run a very long time. Eric Almirola finished second, and he ran on his right side tires for 200-something laps. He just ran them on them, and they didn't blow, they didn't wear out. So that was they were still missing something there. The thing about, to me, they were going to test a new transaxle. They were going to shifting, but they chose, because it was going to take up too much time, they didn't do it. And that's the thing, to me, they still have this ability to shift. They talk about the car sliding, right? Well, this happens if the car slides up the track. Well, what is the driver going to do? They're going to downshift, and they're going to keep that momentum. So that's still the thing that I feel like that was more important, If they can find a way to get rid of shifting, I think they can fix the racing product. Because momentum is a very important thing, is what I've been hearing in short track racing, right? And the one thing is, Danny Hamlin said that it's a horsepower to grip ratio. The new car has too much grip and not enough power to override the grip, if that's a good way to say it. So until they figure a way out to get more power in this car and not have to worry about shifting, I don't think we're going to see much improvement. I don't think they did a good job on this. I don't think this is a permanent solution. To me, this seems temporary to what the real issue is, not adding horsepower. And again, people have beat this whole horsepower thing to death, which I have too. But, I want more power, and I think that's the issue. That's what drivers saying they need, and that's what engine builders say is possible. So it just seems like NASCAR doesn't want that. It's difficult. I also did hear that this new simplified diffuser will save teams money, which is what NASCAR is going after when they do all these changes. So that's one positive. I just think the racing product is the most important, man. This is the third year, and they seem that we're still dealing with the same issues. We'll see. I'm excited. I hope it makes an improvement, but I don't know if it will make a permanent improvement. Adam Sturr reports that NASCAR and its teams are getting closer and closer to reporting on a charter agreement. I'll read here. NASCAR's teams have agreed to extend their charter renewal negotiations window after the prior one elapsed at the end of December. NASCAR is offering teams 42% of the media revenue in a proposed new deal, which would be up from the current 39% per sources. Now, it looks like that first deal, the 3% increase, is actually wrong. It must be incorrect, because then Adam Sturr later X'd that there's two offers. Sources, there have been two different ways of counting NASCAR's money percentage during the charter talks with the teams. First has NASCAR's new offer at 42% media revenue, up from the current 35%. So that's a 7% increase, right? And then the second one has NASCAR's new offer at 49%, up from the 39%, which is a 10% increase. So I'm not sure why NASCAR and the teams wouldn't go with that offer. Now, I can read into it. The current deal is teams get 25% of the traditional media revenue under a 65-25-10 split. That also involves tracks 65% and NASCAR's 10%, but the figure is closer to 39% when including prize money, according to people familiar with the matter. Some teams were hoping for closer to 45%, while some proponents of teams have said that ideally the split should be 50-50. So I guess 50% of the revenue per year should go to the teams. And I agree, that I think the teams, the drivers, are what make the sport. That's what people watch. That's why people pay tickets, right? But I'm also not really as smart. I don't understand how this all works. Right now the tracks are getting the most money, and it costs a lot for the tracks to keep those tracks running, especially when you only have one day per year. They're not as active in those tracks, and they got to find different ways to make revenue, right? So it is a very interesting balance. If this offer is true, the second offer of having a 10% increase at 49% is true. I'm not sure why that offer has not been officially signed. It is interesting because, there's what's this ongoing battle between teams, NASCAR didn't really want the charters at first, and the teams really wanted them because it's really the only way to have, their only source of value, because it guarantees you a spot on the track, and they're worth a lot. Spire bought a $40 million charter from Live Fast. So they're a lot. And it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. This is just reports, sources. So I'll be interested to see. Hopefully everyone comes away happy. The tracks, NASCAR, and the teams. That's all I want. I want everyone. I want them to make this. Whatever can make the sport the most successful and the most healthiest is what I want. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. We'll see if we have an official deal signed in a couple weeks or days. Thanks for watching, y'all. Sorry it's not the most proper outro way to do it, but hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know how you thought about SRX shutting down. Let me know if they're going to come back. Also, the new Aero Package, is that going to be a permanent improvement for the road courses and short tracks? And also, when you see this charter agreement getting signed by the teams, will it be in a week, a couple of days, a month, way into the season? Let me know what you think about that. Besides that, like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys are along for the ride, and see ya.